Unsheltered, homeless, an unforgettable experience. Have you experienced homelessness? I have, with shame, fear, despair, helplessness, hopelessness. When I was 19 years old, while caring for an elderly woman, Liz, she was bedridden. I was comfortable until she died. I didn't plan for this day to happen, when suddenly her family member, who never visited, nor did I know existed, appeared and took over, putting me and my 2-year-old daughter out on the street. I felt misused, shameful, and afraid. I abandoned my daughter to my mother. I found myself drinking alcoholically, not to feel the feelings from the thoughts that were going on inside my head. I would ride the bus all night long, needing to feel safe. I was introduced to other drugs. At the age of 23, I entered into my first of 12 recovery facilities in great denial. I was tired of living on the street. I was arrested many times for stealing or being homeless. Praying prayers I really wanted to mean, Lord, if you get me out of this, I will do better. But each time that I was released from jail, I had no home to return to. So I would end up right back where I started, only to experience the same incomprehensible demoralization. I became depressed and suicidal. 21 years experience with homelessness. I felt hopeless. I didn't want to feel. I didn't want to live. July 10th, 1998, I was arrested for the last time, and I have remained sober and housed since. These experiences have motivated me to be committed to eradicating homelessness. It was the latter part of October 1999, while in my 12th program, mandated by the courts, facing 4.5 years in prison. The night before my medical doctor's appointment, I felt sad, tired, drained, and what seemed to be uncontrollable thoughts. When the medical doctor walked in and said, "How you doing, Miss Stevens?" I broke down, and I was clinically referred to Augustus Hawkins Mental Health Center. Arriving back to the 12-step program, I was asked to sign on the dotted line that I did not want mental health services. I refused. November the 2nd, 1999, arriving to my first mental health appointment, to be told that my appointment had been canceled and rescheduled in 30 days. I hit the counter, demanding that somebody is going to see me today. You see, nobody really understood the courage it took just to walk through the doors of the Department of Mental Health. But Jackie Trotter, the receptionist, she was nice. She spoke softly. She said, "Have a seat, Miss Stevens. I'll find someone to see you." 2 nice ladies came out several times, approaching me gently, and they would say, "Don't worry, we're going to find someone to see you." Hours passed. 2:30 p.m., an angel appeared. Dr. Lorraine Allman. She sat with me until after 5 o'clock p.m. And she asked questions like, "What brought you here? What do you need? What are your desires? She exercised deep, compassionate listening. I had not felt cared for or heard like this in a long time. She diagnosed me with major depression and post-traumatic stress disorder. And I left there feeling relieved. Arriving back to the program, I was told to pack my bags because I had a returning mental health appointment. I'm facing 4.5 years in prison on a 3-year joint suspension with an enhancement, a probation officer from hell, and I'm mandated to be there. The following day, I called Dr. Allman, and she scheduled to see me immediately. And I remember arriving to court now facing a probation violation when the prosecutor came out and said, "Very impressive report that was submitted to the court by Dr. Allman." The courts later mandated me to continue to see Dr. Allman. She and I together built a solid foundation in which I stand upon today. She was my trellis. Yeah. May she rest in peace. Today in the county of Los Angeles, there are over 47,000 homeless, with a growing rate of individuals, families, youth, small children under the age of 6. Los Angeles ranks in the top 3 of the world when it comes to homelessness. Homelessness is no longer concentrated in Skid Row. It has grown, and people continue to fall into homelessness every single day in Los Angeles County. 33% of that 47,000, that's over 15,000, right here in South Los Angeles, my community, our community. 36% are now women. 62% are African American. 25% are chronically homeless. 24% suffer with a mental health challenge. We talk in decades of neglect, resulting in a housing crisis, continued poverty, a lack of economic opportunity. Homelessness is a serious problem in the county of Los Angeles, but it is extremely grave in South Los Angeles, and that's traumatic. It's a crisis that we can no longer ignore. When I think about solutions, I am reminded of my own personal experience, solutions such as the Housing First model. Housing doesn't stabilize someone right away. We need support, and our needs, they're all different. You see, we all came in on different boats, but we ended up on the same shore. I remember when I required a Section 8 voucher, I had 60 days to find a place to live, 60 days, with bad credit and evictions. Time is running out. And one more time, shame and fear has me paralyzed. So I rented a unit that I had never seen inside. I gave that property management company $2,500, all I had, for a place that I had never seen. And I remember I had the keys, ride to that apartment and walking up those stairs, key in hand, thinking how stupid I was for giving those people my money. And praying, Lord, please let this be a decent place for me to live. When I unlocked that apartment, God had done for me what I could not do for myself. It was a beautiful place. But looking back, if only the Section 8 advisor had exercised compassionate listening. But no, each time that I would call her, she would say, "You better hurry up and find a place, or you're going to lose your voucher." What I and many others need are providers and agencies to exercise compassion, to listen, cultural understanding, to be empathetic. Because just as I said, we all come here on different boats. We just all end up on the same shore. Our needs truly are all different.